in Gorham. It's sort of a mix right now, drizzling and stuff's falling from the trees. Heads up on that. Hopefully you have power, but more than 250,000 customers at last check, at least CMP customers, do not have power across the state. That's about 3,300 in Gorham and about 80 here on Dingley Springs Road, where we were on the damage hunt this morning following the aftermath on Good Day Maine, and it wasn't hard to find. We've been live here for a couple hours now, and this tree branch, I don't know how weak it got with that ice storm a couple weeks ago, but it fell yesterday with all that heavy, wet snow. That concrete-like snow people were describing it as. Maine DOT told us yesterday's conditions were going to be treacherous, and well, Christian Bridges, our meteorologist on Good Day Maine, tells us that there were some blizzard-like conditions in the Portland area yesterday, and obviously there was more and more snow as you got further inland. We're in Gorham, where there was a foot. I think Standish got around 17 inches. I'm going to pull up the comments in a moment, so definitely let me know the totals that you got, and we'll be on Good Day Maine with Christian having the totals as well again on Fox 23. So Dingley Springs Road is closed right now. If you can see the cones as well, we'll pan on down to. We have Colin working the magic behind the camera. Colin and I have been out and about everywhere between Lewiston and Portland and Gorham, sort of that triangle, the last 2 mornings, having fun in the snow. And now we're not having fun talking about power outages, I'll tell you that. We do feel bad for anyone without power. Let us know how you're dealing with it. One thing CMP is telling us, as I hop back on camera here for a moment, is that it could be until Sunday or Monday for some people, and we're getting live updates throughout the morning on Good Day Maine. Oh my goodness. The snow is just dropping everywhere, so you definitely want to be careful. What their website is saying is, like I said, about 250,000 customers without power as, I thought I had it pulled up. Silly me. As of 7 a.m., their website says more than 100,000 customers have had their power restored in the wake of yesterday's nor'easter. An additional 250 line crews are arriving in Maine, and we will continue working around the clock until everyone has been restored. Again, that's right on the CMP website. And this branch right over here, I mean, we're in Gorham, right? But that's the story everywhere. It was more than 200,000 customers. There it is. Without power, it just fell on the camera a little bit. Colin got a little wet there. Again, the big, what you're seeing more of is the branches losing the snow more than this light mist or light flurry, if whatever you want to call it, we're seeing here in Gorham. Now, the roads this morning, we've been in the 4-wheel drive. If they're icy, I don't know if the 4-wheel drive even helps that, but we've seen a lot of slush, and it can still be pretty slick. All of the public works crews look like they've been obviously working hard, but, doing a good job with the roads. But just be careful. Give yourself a few extra minutes if you haven't headed out the door yet on this Friday morning. Maybe you get to work from home. Hats off to you for that Friday working from home. But let's show you this tree again. We're going to try to pan up here, Colin, if we can. Nice and steep. That's how high this thing fell. And if we can find it way up there, that's where the snap was. And then we'll go back down to the power line now. And it's just sitting heavy right there on the power line. And no exact restoration time for this specific spot. Again, Dingley Springs Road. Now I'm going to try to pull up some of the comments again. Let me know if you have power or not, and where you are if you don't have power. That's definitely an important spot. Oh, you can hear me. I only got to turn my volume down. We had Asia and Brad and Ryan Munn and Emily Santum and everyone, Mal, and all our reporters, of course, Charlie and Christian, tracking the weather in the studio as well for us. Because the conditions were really tough yesterday. That storm, it came in as forecasted. It started sitting over us Wednesday night, and it still really isn't moving out. This is part of the same storm, sort of, all of the precipitation that we're going to see the next couple of days. And so that caused all those stoplights to be out as well. And if you do see a stoplight, you're supposed to treat it like a 4-way stop, even if you're at some of those busy spots near highways and everything, or on some of the main roads. Some of the stoplights are working, whether it's Route 1, and they're on some different grids, I believe. But if you are at a stoplight, that's out. Treat it like a 4-way stop sign. Some of the towns and cities do put out some of those portable stop signs. But if not, just be careful. It's always better to take it easier. And you can see this truck driving by again. This road's pretty good, but there's a lot of slush and muck. Can we pan down to some of this slush, Colin? I mean, it's just a couple inches of slush as it's still raining, heavy and wet. Like you can see here, it was just a mess yesterday. And, when we were shoveling around, we broke out, obviously, the wiffle ball bat and the snowball bat. It's a mess. It's spring in Maine, right? I feel bad for a lot of those high school baseball kids. Hopefully, like the lacrosse fields can be plowed off, I guess, if you don't have turf. Well, that's not the case. So I feel bad, feel bad for all the outdoor spring sports kids, because I remember I grew up in Massachusetts, and we didn't have a turf baseball field. So when we got one of those normal, not normal spring storms, but a little snow in April shouldn't surprise anyone in New England. It always stunk a little. So they're probably back in the gym today, but hopefully they can get out next week. Hopefully it's not too muddy next week. Now, another thing with this area is here. Let's pan back over to the cones, Colin. They're driving over a wire when they're getting through on this road, and that's where the cones are. The cones are over a wire. We saw the plows luckily, lift up the plows and then drive over that wire. But Dingley Springs Road is where we are here. And actually, Colin, let's go to the right for a second. This house, all the way, swing it all the way around. We're on Facebook. It's okay. This house has power, and Rachel lives there. She said she was working from home. So despite that line being down, this house has power. And Rachel here said her power was on. She was working from home, but all day long, like everyone across the state, she was hearing that, the branches snapping, everything snapping. Now we're going to walk over here, and this house has the generator on. We don't need to show the house, but this house has their generator going. We were at the Falmouth Walmart yesterday. We were in Falmouth for part of the morning. A lot of customers there without power as well. A lot of neighbors, it went out in the middle of the night for Erica Higgins we were talking to. She was with her 1-year-old daughter, Louise, and she said she didn't know what time it went out because she doesn't know what time it is when Louise wakes up in the middle of the night and she has to take care of her. But it went out, and she said just it's been tough, and her family's been having some generator problems. So people are certainly ready for spring. But then we talked to a guy named Ed. And Ed was at the Falmouth Walmart around 9:30 a.m. yesterday. He was wearing shorts, and he said, hey, if it snows in June, whatever. He's a Mainer through and through. He lives in Westbrook. And actually his power was off and then back on. Let's talk about the power again for a moment, because as for restoration, I don't know if you can see this drizzle we're getting right now, but it's not blowing around. Yesterday, the snow was blowing sideways, and we, with the camera lens and everything, we can't have Colin face in the snow. We had to sometimes because that's just how TV works. But then the lens gets all messed up. But today we're good wind-wise, and 30 miles an hour is that measurement for when the CMP crews and the line crews can go up in the bucket trucks. So that's certainly, better conditions today. Even though it's sloppy, it's messy, it's wet, the wind is a lot more forgiving today. So the restoration will be around the clock from here on out, and it'll be a little warm up this weekend. The Monday eclipse forecast is looking pretty good. Also comment and let us know if you're going to the eclipse. I got to pull up these comments again. See if anyone's weighing in. Of course, the phone's not loading super well, but River Road in Biddeford, nothing. I'm not sure, John, if that means no power over there, but again, hopefully it comes back on. Not a super specific timeline right now from CMP, but we are getting live updates from them on their work, on their status. Sunday or Monday. I'm sorry if it's Sunday or Monday. I'm sorry if the power. Some people, 100,000 people have gotten their power back, or 100,000 customers, that is, have gotten their power back. Hopefully it's the sooner rather than later. What else do I need to share about the storm regarding, we had Brad Rogers in Buxton seeing it. I mean, we could have gone anywhere. The storm, it was snowing everywhere. It was a mess everywhere. And, with the melting and the snow falling off the trees, it's going to be a mess a little bit as well. I'm just getting out of the way here for a moment. So see, there it is. There it is. We have a couple crews passing us right here right now. We have the car blocking us here, so we're nice and safe. off to the side of the road here. I do want to mention, I'm going to talk about the eclipse for another moment as it is Friday, and I won't be checking in over the weekend. We talked to the Maine DOT Commissioner Bruce Van Note earlier this week, and what he was saying regarding, sorry, my producers are trying to get in touch with me now. What he was saying regarding the traffic is be prepared. We also talked to the Holton police chief. He said he wants everyone to A, have a good time, B, come prepared.
Can handle.
The bird flu outbreak in dairy cow